95.7 ESPN.
We want to thank the good people of AXS for helping us get this interview. Paul Maguire is going to be broadcasting the 122nd Monon Bell Classic college football game between Wabash College and DePauw University Saturday at 1 o'clock on AXS TV. You can see that game on DirecTV at channel 340 and Dish at 167. Or for Time Warner, go to your local listings, AXS.TV/subscribe. Paul Maguire, longtime broadcaster and former Buffalo Bill, joining us now. How are you, sir?
I am absolutely here in Crawfordsville. That's what I said. Greencastle, which is close to Crawfordsville, 27 miles apart. And we just finished talking to players from Wabash and DePauw.
Paul, Wabash, there's a Bills connection there in that one Pete Metzelars was a great athlete there, not only in football, but I think he still holds some Division III records in basketball for field goal accuracy there.
Yes, he does. He lived right up the street from me when I lived in Eden, New York, right outside of Buffalo. And the guy was a hell of a player for the Buffalo Bills, but he also is a really good coach.
Mm-hmm. And DePauw, of course, I think Dan Quayle, right, is a graduate, the former vice president.
I didn't know that.
Well, you can throw that out there tomorrow, see?
I'm not throwing anything out there. I don't like politics.
Okay. Paul, catch us up on 45 years in broadcasting. You know, many of us have watched you for many of those 45 years. Does it seem that long? And take us back to how you got involved and made that transition from professional football player to professional broadcaster.
Well, it was all Kurt Gowdy is the guy that really got me involved in it. During the course of the 11 years that I played, 7 with Buffalo and 4 with San Diego, we did a lot of different interviews. That's when the guys that were doing a game would come in the locker rooms before a game, and they'd get little stories and tidbits. And I got to know Kurt very well, and he asked me, he said, "Do you ever think about going into television and announcing?" I said, "Hell no. I want to get in the bar business. Leave me alone." He actually recommended me to NBC, and I went to New York and I talked to these people, and there was, I think, 11 guys going for one job, and they called me after about 2 or 3 weeks and said, "We've hired you. You're our guy that we want." And I said, "That's fine." And they said, "We'll get in touch with you and let you know when you do a game." 7 games into the season, somebody called and said, "Listen, we want you to do a game in Cincinnati, Houston." And I said, "Well, I'm up." I said, "I thought maybe you guys forgot about me." We're already halfway through the season. They said, "No, we want you to go there." So I went and started, and it's been 45 years, and it went fast.
Now, what I want to know, you were ESPN Sunday Night Football from 96 to 2005 with Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann. How'd you get a word in edgewise with Joe Theismann in the booth? That's what I want to know, Paul.
You mean Joe at all?
Yeah. That's a great nickname.
It really is. I you got to let me talk sometime. If you don't, I'm going to nail you on the air. And so we've got along fine. Joe Dahl was good. I mean, he does know a little bit about everything, and absolutely nothing about anything. But he knows a little bit, and that's good when you get a guy. I always said to him, I said, "You're the only guy I know that when you go to bed at night, you wrap your arms around yourself." But I did that teasingly with him, and he appreciated it. He used to laugh, and he always thought it was funny. He didn't know I was serious, but it doesn't matter. Now, let me explain something to you guys. So you got to get this thing right. It's the Monon Bell.
Monon Bell. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
Monon Bell.
Okay.
120 some years of this. 122 years, and I've done all but 2 of them.
Paul Maguire.
What do you see? You've seen my face. This thing's worn out 4 bodies. What's the matter?
I remember Costas used to rip you about, you used to hide the extra barbecue sauce under your mustache when he would go back to you in the NFL Live studio.
Bob Costas, I respect dearly. I would never tell you any of the secrets. He's like 5'8". He used to be 6'4". But I'm not going to tell you what happened. It's just not important.
Paul, 45 great years behind the mic. You're still a youngster here. You want to go to 50? What's the goal for you?
I'm done. This is going to be my last one, unless our producer, Gerald Ewald, with AXS TV, who got me into this game and the UFL, if he wants to continue on and we're going to do it again, and that's the only way I'd ever come back out and do a game. But I just because I want the networks to hear this. I don't want the ABC and ESPN and NBC and CBS to come hunting me and wanting me and begging me to come back. The answer is no. unless I'll leave that unless open.
Well, we had that time, and the years are running together for me. But I remember when they brought back some of the old time sportscasters to do NFL games, and it was fantastic because they were all guys I listened to growing up. So maybe we can get a little reunion tour going here. What do you think?
Boy, that would be nice. And the game has not changed. There's still. Here's the old coaches here. They got 11, we have 11. It's the same thing, but it hasn't changed. Some people have added more color to it, they think, by making the calls so difficult. But it's just, you got 11, you got to play either man-to-man or zone on defense. And, you still have to line up correctly. So the game hasn't changed. They've got a little bit bigger and a little bit faster, and they work out now. It's 12 months out of the year. Yeah, when I started playing, after the season was over, they said goodbye and you had to go get a job.
Right.
But I figured it out. I worked as a bartender for cash and I collected unemployment. It was really nice. Here I am in the unemployment line. They said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a punter." It's true.
Yeah, no, it's
I got $100 a week.
Wow.
Games
Didn't even pay my bar tab.
Yeah. Well, Paul, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow doing the 122nd Monon Bell Classic college football game between Wabash College and DePauw University. It's at 1 o'clock on AXS TV. You can see that game on DirecTV channel 340 or Dish at 167, or on Time Warner you can go to axs.tv/subscribe and find out where to see that. Paul, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking with you, and best wishes.
Thank you very much. Do me a favor. I'm serious. Tell people to watch this. This is Division III, but I can tell you, you're going to see a hell of a football game if you do watch it. And if you guys, like you just said, you guys are going to watch it, right after the game, I'm calling you guys in the car, and we're going to question you on some things. So you better watch the whole game. If you're not, we're coming to Rochester, and we're going to beat the hell out of both of you.
All right. Well, how about if we buy us some drinks if you come to Rochester in exchange for that? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Hey, thank you, sir.
All right.
You got it. Bye-bye.
Anytime.
Okay.
Paul Maguire. Wow. What a storyteller. Man, that was great. I really enjoyed that.